Soon not to be a thing. My functioning arteries, because those sound delicious. What else?
A 10-year-old South Korean girl saved a man with CPR.
Saved a life at age 10. What were you doing at age 10, Funkhauser?
I can't tell you on the radio, probably.
Yeah. When I was 10, I think I swallowed dice to see what my sphincter would roll. As it turns out, it was a 7.
That's gross.
Yeah. Well, kids do say and do the darndest thing. Speaking of doing and saying the darndest things, you would think that a cop would know what is and what is not a stupid excuse for committing a crime, you would think. 25-year-old Christopher Heredia. He's a cop from Sweetwater, Florida, police officer. He's currently between jobs, though. He was driving in Miami this past Thursday night just gone by and stopped to buy some delicious crack rock. Stopped to buy some crack. He bought this crack from a woman on the side of the street. It turns out that some other cops were staking out the area, saw him, so they did what cops do when they see a drug deal go down. They pulled him over. And Christopher, a cop, tried to explain himself by saying, quote, "The crack is not for me. It's for my wife." And at that point, the cops told him he should probably stop talking. He was arrested, charged with purchasing cocaine, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The woman who sold him the crack was arrested as well. Yeah, not the sharpest tool in the shed. And if nothing else, it makes you realize how tough it is assembling a police force in this country or anywhere in the world. Because, look, you're going to have minimal pay given the amount of danger that you face on a regular basis, given your responsibilities, given the stuff that you will have to see as a cop. You're not really financially rewarded for it appropriately. So I think the police force has to kind of sort of take what they can get when they can get it. And that includes people dumb enough to try and buy crack and then pass it off by going, it's for my wife? Yeah, that'll work. I know the letter of the law, and that seems like a thing that's going to happen. That seems like a thing that's going to work for me. It really illustrates to me how, man, wouldn't it be prudent of us to be more cautious about who we give badges, guns, and authority to? Like, clearly, this individual, not only should he not be a cop, he's too stupid to be allowed to breed or drive a vehicle. Like, my whole argument about eugenics, maybe they could be incentive-based. If you agree to castrate yourself, I'll pay you. This guy supports that. Mind-numbingly idiotic moron. And what do? We make him a cop. And not the greatest thing in this particular point in history when relationships between cops and the public have been somewhat notoriously strained. You know, there's this push to make us believe that cops are good. I've got a bunch of friends that are cops, excellent cops, good human beings, and I feel terrible for them every single day that they go out into the streets and they have to deal with the stressed out relations between them and the public that exist due to things that they had no part in. They have abuse hurled at them on a regular basis because of things like Ferguson, because of isolated events where people, well, we don't know the situations for a lot of them, but it's not their fault. They're good people. They're good cops, and they're just trying to do their job. Yet they all get tarred with cops are so stupid that they buy crack and try and use the fact that it was being purchased for their wife as a reason to get out of being charged when cops roll up on them. Other cops. It doesn't make it super wonderfully easy for people that we are looking to have a certain amount of faith in when it comes to enforcing the letter of the law. It's a tough road to hoe because of idiots like this guy. And you know what's weird about it? I don't know that there's a good answer. I mean, it would be great to be able to be more selective with the cop training process. It would be great to be able to make them pass IQ tests. It would be great to be able to put them in very stressful situations as part of the training process and see how they coped. Law school Law school, I've been told by my family and friends that are lawyers, is partially to teach you how to be a lawyer, but also to turn you into the right type of individual that can deal with the stress of being a lawyer. And it's a long process. It's significantly quicker and easier to become a police officer. And cops don't make nearly as much money as they should for what they do. And maybe they should, but where would the money come from? It's a tough place we're in this country when we look at our relationship with law enforcement and the type of people that are entrusted with badges and guns. Is there an answer? No, there's really not. I mean, it would be great if we could pay cops what they're worth, because a good cop, a good police officer, one that is of sound mind and body, one that is courageous the way cops have to be, one that has a sense of justice, of moral standards, a code of ethics that they lived up to personally before they became a police officer, before they got a badge, and before they got a gun. It would be fantastic to be able to vet our law enforcement officers that way, and vet them because there was a big paycheck, one they deserved, waiting for them at the end of that particular tunnel. But you know what? They don't have that paycheck. We don't have that resource. So the best we can do, I think, is extend them the courtesy of the benefit of the doubt. No matter how many stories we hear about cops buying crack and explaining it's for my wife, no matter how many stories we hear about cops inflicting violence on another person unjustly, no matter how much we hear about cops and the police force in general being idiots, we have to look at cops, police officers, as individuals and assume the best about them until we are informed otherwise. Thank you so much for hanging out and being part of my radio family. We will be back tomorrow. We'll do this all over again. In the meantime, you can tweet us. At ADSXC is where you can find me on the interwebs. At Funk FM is where you can find super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser. You rule. Thanks for hanging out.
It's cool to turn the other cheek and give people the benefit of the doubt even when they don't deserve it. And sometimes you feel good about yourself for being the better person and doing that. Well, this is not one of those times. I don't think you realize what's on my mind.